Welcome to this week's edition of the Central Arkansas Football Report here in Nacogdoches, Texas, along with head coach Clint Conk. I'm Justin Acree. Bears unfortunately dropped their first conference game of the season, 42-37 the final, and coach, it was from a weather standpoint an extraordinarily terrible night. As you can still see behind us, the rain continuing to fall here, but made it difficult really for everybody in all phases of the game.
Well, it certainly did. A lot of water, a lot of rain, made it very treacherous out there for the majority of the game, but give Stephen F. Austin credit. They made enough plays to win the football game.
Yeah, it certainly was. Looked like you're, especially on the offensive side, and really at times on the defensive side, guys kind of carefully trying to find their footing. It didn't look like anybody was very comfortable for most of the night.
No, we obviously struggled on the offensive line. Could not generate a run game, and had a very difficult time with their defensive line. So that was the nuts and bolts of it. The defense, had some moments, certainly turnovers and returned for a touchdown, but couldn't capitalize on the majority of the turnovers. We just didn't play physical enough, and Willie Jefferson really impacted the football game. They're fine defensive end, and at the end of the day, they made more plays than we did and deserved to win the game.
Attaway, their outstanding quarterback, came in averaging 30 completions a game, but they really made their bones in the run game, especially when the rain was falling the most heavily. Gus Johnson, who's been an outstanding back for them this year, really had a big game.
He did. He had a big game last week against Texas State, going over 100 yards, and several times we had him wrapped up and just didn't get the ball carried to the ground. And I know one time they broke out for probably about a 70-yard run, and just didn't tackle very well at times, and other times we did tackle well. Mm-hmm. And again, a lot of ebbs and flows in this game. At the end of the day, we just didn't make enough plays.
Yeah, there was certainly plenty of flowing with all the water on the field and in the air, certainly on Saturday night. We'll come back and take a look at the first half highlights in just a moment. Stay with us.
Real Yellow Pages, YP.com, and YP.com on your mobile. More ways to search, more ways to find. Only from AT&T.
Welcome back, and Coach, you won the toss, deferred, chose to start on defense against, again, one of the most high-powered offenses in the league, and you knew going in the weather was going to be an issue, and it became even more so as the game went on. From a mental standpoint, anything, or I guess a physical standpoint, as far as preparation, shoes, clothes, anything you guys do differently to prepare?
The only thing that we really did different, Justin, is we didn't go out in our jerseys and shoulder pads, hoping that maybe the weather would subside at kickoff. It did not, but at least we started the game with dry jerseys, and it was the first time we'd won the toss, I believe, all year and deferred, and the hope there was to, pin them back deep, maybe turn over, get the ball in positive field position, but unfortunately that's not how it worked out.
All right, let's take a look at the first half highlights, and again, Bears opening kickoff, and you can see right now, and as we'll see going through the highlights, the water will become more obvious on the field, and I know this was certainly not the way you wanted to start out, get the return man leaking out, and they get a big return, and fortunately are able to hem him up, and he ends up around the 25-yard line.
Good hustle by Josh Jones, and but again, they're now down the red zone, missed tackle, force them out of bounds inside the 2, and then they're able to punch it in, pretty much standing up.
And an attempt there at the goal line, but unfortunately not enough, and they're into the end zone. Did miss the extra point, but a 3-play, 25-yard drive, and Stephen F. Austin takes a 6-0 lead.
This return right here didn't get us much. A good hard run there by Jesse Grandy, but I thought our field returns gave us a little bit of punch. But again, I don't believe we were able to completely take advantage of the field position.
Nice throw and catch right there, Jesse Grandy, fighting forward. I know he was not quite 100% coming in, but he certainly battled through. Was your leading receiver on the night. Ended up in a punt right here, and you pin him back inside the 5-yard line. So seemingly in good shape at this point.
Excellent job all night and all year by our senior Kevin Buford. Averaged over 40 yards punt. We let him inside on the post route.
And that's Roberson, their outstanding receiver. Not just one of the best in Stephen F. Austin history, but one of the best in the conference's history. I think he got his 34th touchdown of his career in this game. And good defense right here, negative play, and then stripped the ball out. Unfortunately, it's another drive that stalls, and you can see every series of highlights, it seems the field getting a little bit wetter here. Punt, no return right there. Quick throw and catch right there, and then
good job right there by Rodarius Winston coming out of the secondary. Ball stripped. Jonathan Woodard, I believe, one of his 3 fumble recoveries on the night.
yeah, ball never did get the receiver down, so he was able to rip it out there. Turnover. Got a pass interference there on the throw to Chase Dixon. Winrick smothers them with a nice run right here. Spins out.
Well, we had 2 calls right here, and nice job by the offensive line, and Bobo pounding it down inside the 3, and then right here, once again on the power gap play, the senior from Atkins was able to get in the end zone.
Yeah, initially hemmed up right there, and then he sort of did the dive into the end zone, and 7-6 lead now for the Bears, and momentum definitely shifting back to the Bears at this point, and that trend continues here in the not too distant future.
Well, a short kick, and you can see a number of missed tackles, and that was a theme throughout the night. I thought Stephen F. Austin tackled for the most part very well, but you can see right here another one of their turnovers, and then a fumble recovery by Markeith Gaines for a touchdown.
Extra point good again, and now 14-6. So, yeah, certainly ball security an issue for the Lumberjacks all night. Something your team did not struggle with nearly as much. Had a couple of moments where you guys couldn't quite get a handle on it, but for the most part, really took good care of the football. Another offensive set here by the Lumberjacks. Good hard run right there, and just keeps the legs moving.
Well, and that's one thing we didn't do is we didn't bring our lower body with us, and ball carry many times finished for positive yards. You see here on play action pass once again, we let the receiver inside to the seam, and then a couple of missed tackles, and then we get, of course, a disciplined foul on junior Markeith Gaines, and then they're able to get it down close, and miscommunication on their part. A nice tackle for loss by Justin Hurd, and hold them to a field goal attempt.
And the field goal is up, and it is good from 23 yards, and still hold a 5-point lead at this point. And a couple of times, Coach, looked like Grandy was just maybe one little shoestring away. Not on this one, but you did have one get out on the other side when you guys had a left return later on in the game. Another nice punt here by Kevin Buford. Fair catch, bobbled, and then corralled.
Well, I thought their young man, for the most part, and Jesse Grandy, for that matter, did an excellent job of fielding punts. We lose, contain right here. We've got him hemmed up. We don't take the ball carry to the ground. Very poor tackling on our part, and Johnson's able to go the distance. That's very disappointing because we had a minus loss play there.
So it's a 1-point game at this point, 15-14. Luckily, Bears not done in the first half. We're getting, or in the first quarter rather, getting deep in the first quarter, and it was a wild one with all the turnovers. I think the first quarter lasted about an hour. Nice big return right here out to around midfield.
Yeah, our field returns ended up being nice for us. I really thought Jackie Hinton ran very physical, very punishing. Again, I think he's still, after 4 or 5 games, trying to find his stride, coming back from surgery. And then a nice throw and catch right there to Dominique Kroon, to put the Bears back up again.
16-yard pass there, and extra point was good. 21-15 at this point. Much better coverage right here on the kick team, and that's certainly been a strength for your team this fall.
Well, excellent job there by Markeith Gaines. Well, the conditions are tough, but anything inside of 40 yards we hope we can, knock down. But we did not come up with points after that turnover, which, hurt us a little bit throughout the night.
Needless to say, a wild first quarter. Now we're into second quarter action here, and Stephen F. Austin back on offense. And Attaway, short pass there, yeah.
Yeah, we struggled with the shallow cross, the drag route. We made an adjustment later in the game, as you can see here. Our discipline on defense, not very good. And then the jump ball catch to their very fine receiver, and now they're inside the red zone.
Again, you can see the water continuing to come down. That negative play for them backs them up.
Well, off their play pass, and then their receiver makes a nice adjustment. And again, they have problems with their extra point exchange. And both teams left points on the field with their field goal and extra point units.
Kick return here now, and Grant again now wide, ducks up inside. Nice return out past the 30. I don't mean to keep calling attention to the weather, but it was a remarkable night. Have you ever been involved in a game with this much rain falling?
Yeah, there was one when we played down in Northwestern very early in my career. I think I was at McNeese, and I think the only thing different was that it was very windy that night, but the rain was very similar. You can see right here on third down, they make us throw the underneath route, and incomplete, forced to punt again.
Good one by Buford, fair caught inside the 15. And another punt turnaround there, almost got to it, and you guys did put pressure on a few times.
Well, and again, I thought Jesse did an outstanding job of fielding punts and saving as much field position, as we possibly could. Probably the most success we had running the ball was the quarterback runs, and I thought Winrick Smothers ran the ball very well. It was a very difficult, treacherous night. To throw the ball, I went for it right here on fourth down, just trying to generate some momentum. We dropped a screen pass right here where we had an opportunity to maybe have a big play, which forces us to punt again. That was not
his best punt of the night. Nice hit right there on the crossing route, and did start making him think about it a little bit later in the game, Coach. Like you said, that was a play that had hurt you guys in the first half, and certainly made some adjustments defensively and started putting hats on guys.
Well, we really struggled with their middle of the field passing game. They put a stretch on you with their formations in the run game, and you see right here, pretty porous, and they're able to run it again, into the end zone.
So Gus Johnson is in. The kick is up and good this time after a 69-yard drive, and it's a 7-point lead now for Stephen F. Austin.
Well, we have an opportunity right here to answer, and again, we get a very nice return. Good job by the kick return unit, out past midfield. Good job, Jesse. Once again here, just not able to generate, and several times we had penalties.
Yeah.
And so we got behind the stakes. And, we were hoping to either tie the game up or go down definitely no more than one score at halftime. And you can see right here, we're going to give the ball back to Stephen F. Austin with just a couple of minutes left in the half. And they're able to do some more damage. Busted the coverage completely, did not get the signal. And, that's just not acceptable. And they're down there tight, and then once again on the inside throw, they're able to get it in for their final score before the half.
9-play, 72-yard drive on that one, Coach. 35-21 on as Roberson scores. He was a little dinged up in that play. He would come back though. Kick is good, and again 35-21 here at the end of the half. Going to return one more kick here. They're squibbing it down. Defensive lineman.
We've got some bigger young men, on those second-level players, and so we just told them if they squibbed it to get down, and we took a knee to end the half. Down 2 scores. Played pretty poorly, quite frankly, on offense, and wasn't able to capitalize on a couple of the defensive turnovers, and then we tackled very poorly, and that really hurt us on the long touchdown run and on several yards after the catch, and of course the balls that they were able to complete into the middle of the field really hurt us.
Hey, Jay Myers here for Crane Buick GMC in Conway, and we are big supporters of the UCA Bears. What we want to know is, what's your favorite Bear call? Bear call number 1. Bear call number 2. Bear call number 3. Go Bears! Go Bears! Go Bears! Vote for your favorite Bear call at Crane Buick GMC's Facebook page. Plus, bring in your ticket stub for an extra $500 off your next purchase. Only at the GM Giant, Crane Buick GMC. Go Bears! Go Bears! Go Bears! Go Bears!
Bears down 35-20 at the half. Second half now, Dominic Kroom returning the opening kickoff of the second half, and we'll end up with a 20-yard return out to the 23. Jackie Hinton Jr. running hard here, but again, not a whole lot of room to work with here.
Well, it's raining, extremely hard, and we just were not able to generate much of an effective passing game. And I really thought that Stephen F. Austin's, front seven, played very physical, and we weren't just able to, to create a different line of scrimmage and create many seams. But our kids kept playing hard. They kept believing, and I told them I was very proud of them of that, after the game. And, certainly they were still down by 2 scores. Good job right here on the quarterback run by Smothers. Positive play. You can see it's really, raining hard. Try to come back again and, forced to punt.
Yeah, and another one here, and the camera is having a hard time working with all the water certainly coming in, and it was just one of those things. I mean, it was an extraordinarily wet game. Nice job hemming up Johnson on that play, and did finish the tackle that time on that run to the left end.
We're in a little better position there on the shallow cross. They do us a favor by dropping the ball. There were several drops, by both teams, but again, Grandy, I thought, showed a lot of poise, saving us some field position. We try to come back here with the quick screen. Nice job on the blocking, on the perimeter, and then Smothers. Good job going for the first down.
Good throw there to the outside. I think it was Grandy that picked that up, and then quarterback power here. Didn't have a lot of room. You could see the rain had sort of subsided a little bit, and your offense kicked into high gear. Nice throw and catch to Chase Dixon. Made that one look easy. And that was a 15-yard touchdown, 13-play, 68-yard drive to make it 35-28, so you're back within 1 score.
Yeah, back within 1 score, and the energy on the sideline was much more positive, and the kids, again, they just, they kept believing. Nice kick coverage right here by our kickoff unit, and they come back with the one-back draw play. You can see the defense playing with a little bit more determination, tackling a little bit better, and once again we force a punt. One of their 6 or 7 punts on the night. We try to come back here with the off-tackle zone play. They defended well. Once again, I think we had a penalty on that play. And then we come back here, and this was really, really close, being a big play here on the quick screen to senior Jesse Grandy. And then again, they forced us, once they got us in 6 or more yards, they started playing the sticks and really making us throw the football, underneath, and and force us to punt here.
No return here. Another nice punt. Yeah, 11 penalties, Coach. And again, when you're playing from behind the sticks against a defense that plays as fast and physical as they do, it certainly makes things very difficult. A couple of times, we had trouble with the snap.
Just can't get off blocks, and this play has really haunted us just about every week. And I assume until we stop it, we'll continue to keep seeing the quick screen. Again, we make the quarterback have to reset his feet, and that was kind of part of the game plan, is if we could get him to reset his feet. He certainly wasn't near as accurate, and I thought this was a good decision by Jesse to let that one roll. But unfortunately here, I think we had a turnover. We give the ball on an interception at the 35-yard line, a very short field, and that big offensive line you see right here just didn't wrap up, missed a tackle, and instead of having it for a 1 or 2 yard gain, they're able to get it down to the goal line. And once again, just our inability to get off blocks off that big offensive line, they're able to score and take another 2-score lead.
Yeah, Johnson with his 4th touchdown of the game, 42-28 rather at this point. But your Bears hang in there, Coach. And again, offense was certainly tough to come by on a night where, footing and handling was, certainly at a premium. But you come right back, and a lot of contact downfield there, but good coverage, no flag.
We really struggled again with their defensive line. Willie Jefferson's an All-American, and again, nice tackle. We missed the kick-out block on the back screen. And have to bring Buford back in for another punt, knock it down about the 25-yard line. Again, it was treacherous, with the ball handling, but, we just did not have an answer for the wrap draw play. We get a turnover, and again, positive field position. Nice job with the check down, going to his read. But the pressure, just not allowing the quarterback to be able to keep his eyes down the field. And, that was the theme of the game. We couldn't, effectively run the ball with consistency. And then whenever we needed to pass the ball, either their coverage, allowed their young men to, to put pressure, or they, just able to whip one-on-one blocks. And of course, the weather had something to do with it as well. Again, though, the quick screen, and better defended this time.
Yeah, learn their lesson on that one for sure.
Proud of the defense for that. Come after the punt, I really thought Damian Watts, the sophomore from Texarkana, had that one. I think when we go back and look at it up close, probably went right through his hands. We had to make a center change. Corey Howard was deemed not able to return to the game. Alec Willis came in, and we saw that a couple of weeks ago when we had a poor shotgun snap, and but we'll get better from it. Good job there by the defense on the perimeter run.
Good job there, hemming up the run game as well. And again, it was it's getting pretty dark at this point. I mean, the lights certainly were effective. Next thing you know, ball's out, and Jonathan Woodard, coach, 72 yards. I mean, an unlikely play. Got a convoy and dives into the end zone, and all of a sudden, Eddie Kamara kick makes it 42-35. You're back within a score.
Yeah, there's plenty enough time left in the game. We've got a couple timeouts left. And we had an unsportsmanlike conduct foul on an upperclassman after the Woodard's touchdown. It forced us to kick from the 20. Fortunately, though, it didn't hurt us, and Eddie was able to actually kick it 80 yards, for a touchback. And they tried to play action pass over the middle, which had been really good to them. Took a couple of shots. I thought that. Their secondary did a heck of a job.
Yeah.
A much better job this year covering than last year. But again, our defense is playing. Now they've got to run the football, and kind of got our ears pinned back, and we're able to keep them hemmed up.
So force a punt, and again you'll.
Very positive field position.
Yeah.
37-yard line. We've got a couple of minutes left in the game. Drop ball there on the quick screen.
Well, you had a couple of players, coach, that had to switch jerseys. Whether it was, I guess he had some jerseys torn or.
Yeah, jerseys torn, and a couple of guys had and it worked out pretty good because they also got dry jerseys.
Yeah.
But again, just the pressure, and then they have us covered downfield. We come back here on 4th down, a lot of contact.
Yeah.
They didn't call a foul.
Late in the game here, yeah, they're going into victory formation. They do have to snap the ball or punt the ball. Punter decides to run around, and I'm sure he wishes he could have gotten out of bounds faster. He takes a shot right there, and they end up punting the ball. So last play of the game, coach, here, and you're trying to go for the Hail Mary, and if you knock it down, you win it. Unfortunately, Winrick Smothers gets blindsided and knocked down. So
well, Jefferson was just a constant presence throughout the
Yeah.
night, and we really struggled with him. And he's an NFL type guy, and but we'll see people like that every week.
Yeah.
And young offensive line probably going to learn a lot from this, and certainly we've got to be a little bit more physical, more technique sound. We've got to run a little harder. We've got to protect the ball better, and we've got to tackle better on the defensive side of the ball. But very disappointing. But give Stephen F. Austin credit. They made more plays than we did, and they were able to get the win.
let's go back to our play of the game now. And there were actually two plays in this game that looked like they were done, and they both resulted in scores. One for Stephen F. Austin, and then this one for the Bears, and Jonathan Woodward staying with it. And hey, I thought it was great the way that he got the convoy, and everybody went straight from defense to offense and took him all the way down the field. I saw Roberson was trying to get to him and had a couple of blockers kind of push him off on the last play and got him in the end zone.
Yeah, great job of stripping the football. Jonathan had the presence to pick it up, and a couple of nice blocks down the field. Didn't really like the personal foul penalty at the end of the play, but certainly a big play in the game. And I think Jonathan had 3 fumble recoveries during the game, but that was a big play.
All right, come back in just a moment. Take a look at our players of the game. Stay with us.
flooding happens. When it does, call All Clean Restoration, Arkansas's solution to disaster restoration, flooding, fire and smoke, tornado, and more. We are Arkansas's #1 restoration company, able to reverse the damage of any disaster, large or small, and get your home or business back to the way it should be.
Tell your insurance company you prefer All Clean Restoration.
All Clean Restoration, proudly serving all of Arkansas.
Welcome back. Time now to take a look at our players of the game on the offensive side of the ball, Coach. And certainly this guy had a big game last year against Stephen F. Austin. Not quite as much running room this year, but Jackie Hinton Jr. certainly ran hard and made the most of the opportunities he did get.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought Jackie ran very hard. Had a pretty good physical game last week and was able to carry it over to this week. The numbers didn't show, but I thought his presence out there, particularly the style of running that he used. He ran very physical, very hard. So Jackie needs to be recognized for that.
Yeah, 9 carries, 42 yards in the game. And then on the defensive side, Roger Jackson with 14 tackles. Seth Allison, double-digit tackles as well. A lot of guys jumping on those fumbles, but the gentleman we saw take it back to the house earlier, Jonathan Woodard, going to be our defensive player of the game.
Well, Jonathan, just a redshirt freshman, has a very promising future ahead of him, and he'll continue to learn and grow. And again, we made a lot of plays tonight, and Jonathan, there was a huge play there in the fourth quarter to get us back within 1 score. And he's got an opportunity to have just a fabulous career here at the university if he continues to mature and grow and learn. And certainly tonight he was around the football quite a bit.
Well, certainly a bizarre game from a weather standpoint. A strange game on the statistical front too. And we're going to take a look at our log cabin stat of the game, Coach. And we're going to go with 8 turnovers forced in this game, 2 interceptions and 6 fumbles, and I guess there were maybe 4 other fumbles too that they recovered. Just a strange night, but certainly created some opportunities for your team.
Well, the defense scored 2 touchdowns off those fumbles. Markeith Gaines recovered 1 in the end zone. Of course, Woodard's long return. And usually whenever you can win the turnover battle, you're going to win the football game. But we could not consistently generate enough offense to give ourselves really a fighting chance. So kudos to the defense for creating all those opportunities.
Well, something kind of interesting you and I talked about on the radio show this week was the very limited amount of time you have to make adjustments during the halftime. And, you certainly, by the time you get the guys off the field, you get them back out to sort of get loose before we start. Not a lot of time to work with, and kind of a unique opportunity for our viewers this week. Going to take a look inside the locker room at what goes on behind the scenes.
He ain't here right now. He's a senior. We got to play for him. Pass the torch to Willie. He gonna do what he does because I'm determined to give my all
for my brothers.
I'll make no excuses and be accountable
to my brothers.
And we all have a responsibility to be a warrior
for my brothers.
Now listen, I am so proud. You have brought such great honor to your name, to this program, to our alumni and our tradition. Okay? It's bigger than us. You did it for yourselves today, but it's bigger than us. Yes, but how many wins is that in the conference? One. Just keep going, baby. Just keep going, baby. I want you to enjoy this. It's special. It's special. We went and got the water tonight. Yes, sir. Hey, you just got the nation. Tell Betty to come to the stage.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, Coach, certainly 2 very emotional weeks, a huge high in the win over Sam Houston, and certainly a tough one and a unique loss here on the road at Stephen F. Austin. 1-1 in conference play and a huge one coming back to the Stripes where you remain undefeated with Nicholls State coming in.
Yeah, we come home next week. We'll need to have a good week of preparation. Certainly it's disappointing that we didn't win tonight. That didn't play well enough to win. But we need to have a great plan. Certainly hope the weather's a little bit better. I know our young men enjoy playing at home. We've just got to play a little bit smarter, a little bit more fundamentally sound, a little bit more physical. It's just a tough road to hoe each and every week in this league. I was really proud of our young men by hanging in there all the way. They kept believing, they kept fighting, much like last week. Went our way last week. This week it didn't. I did a study, several years ago that most of the games we play in conference play are decided by 1 score or less. And the last 2 weeks that's been true, and I don't anticipate next week being any different. So we'll need to have a great week of practice and a great plan, and hopefully our young men will come out excited to play in front of the home crowd.
All right, good luck this week.
Appreciate it.
Be back to recap Central Arkansas and Nicholls State next week on the Central Arkansas Football